Hi everyone, I am Mrs. D. Priyadarshini, Department of Computer Science with Cybersecurity. Today we are going to discuss about multiple selection and switch case statement. Why we need of multiple selection? So far we have only the selection of a binary, that is, in case of if statement we have only two options to select, either the case is true or the case is false. But there is no option for providing next cases. So, in case of all the times, we are not depend upon only true or false. Sometimes it is necessary to branch more than two directions. We do this by multiple selection. The multiple selection mechanism in C is known as switch case statement. The creating menus can be done or achieved with the help of a switch case. When you want to give your user a choice on what to do next, you can display a set of choices that is called a menu. The user can enter his or her own choice to select the options to be executed. You must validate the choice to make sure it is valid before you continue the program. The switch case statement deals with the last statement of each switch case should almost a break statement. A break causes the program control to jump to the closing bracket of the switch case. Without the break, the code follows into the next case. This is almost never what you want. The switch statement will compile without a default case but always consider to use this. We see the flowchart how the switch case works. The switch statement executes an expression. Based on the result of the expression, the cases will be matched. If the first case is matched, in the first code block, we have a break statement. It won't follow or continue with case 2 or case 3. It comes towards the out of the switch case loop. This was the syntax of the multiple selection structure of a switch case. Switch, integer expression, the cases of constant, whichever the case is matched, the matched case alone will be executed and it will quit from the loop. Here is in comparison with the multiple selection of the if statement and a switch case statement. If statement also performs the multiple selection by providing each and every statement with the if condition. But it is not needed in case of switch case. With the help of only one expression, that is only one switch case, we can able to find any number of cases or matches in the case statement. The multiple selection with the if statement can be accomplished with each and every statement provided with the else if. Each and every time we have to check the condition and we have to follow the matched statement. But in case of the switch case, we can easily provide an options of a menu to use by the user by the choice. Here is a sample program. When the choice is switched, the case 1 can be executed according to the choice what the expression is evaluated. A good programmer practice is not of including the switch case statement in invalid data. Inform the user of the type of error that it has occurred. If appropriate display is not found, display the invalid values. If appropriate termination, that is, if it is not having any break statement at the end of each and every case, it will continue with the unmatched case also. So it is a good practice to have a break statement in end of the each and every case statement. Here is an example of a switch case. We are going to provide a case statement switch according to the day. If the day is 1, it is going to print it is Monday. If the day is 0, it is going to print it is in Sunday. The order of execution is based on the first case to the end of the last or least default case. Default case is an optional. If there is no default in a switch case, also can execute a good switch case statement. But it is good practice to give default because of if no case is matched, the default case will be executed and the loop will get exited. In this switch case statement, the case 3 is found It is no need to execute the case 4, 5, 6 and default. In every case statement, it has a constant value. Whichever the constant is matched, and the remaining cases will not be executed in the case of switch case. So the time of execution also reduced. Why the switch case statement is used instead of a nested if-else? A nested if-else structure is just efficient as switch case statement, but however the statement may be easier to read in case of a switch case. Also, it is easier to add new cases to the switch statement than the nested structures. These are the certain rules and regulations of using the switch case statement. The expression used in a switch statement must have an integral or enumerated type or be a class. You can have any number of cases within a switch case. The constant expression has to be executed. The same variable should be matched in the case statement also. When the variable being switched in on to a equal to a case, the statement followed the case will be executed until the break statement is reached. When a break statement is reached, the switch terminates and flow to the control jump to the next line followed by the switch case loops. Not every case needed to contain a break. If no break, then the control will flow to the next case subsequently. The switch statement can have any optional default cases. That's all about the switch case. We'll meet again in the next video. Thank you.